Wassail! Welcome to Rune Revival, where we've just launched a new free font called Shadow Runes. Check it out on our website. Before moving on, whenever you see our logo in the top left throughout this video, that means you're looking at a font we commissioned. So, do you have a favorite runic font? If so, is it Unicode compatible? For those of you who don't know what that means, when you switch between Unicode compatible fonts, the characters stay the same, only the style changes. You can see an example on screen. I typed the rune Ash, then changed the font 7 times, but it always kept showing Ash. If a font is not Unicode compatible, you have absolutely no guarantee of what will appear if you change the font. It basically comes down to luck. On the bottom here, you can see what the computer thinks is the same character in 8 different fonts. Take a guess at what that character is. We'll tell you later in the video. Now for some runic fonts. Alphabetically, the first Unicode compatible font to support runes I came across was Aboriginal Serif. I was going to talk a bit about each font in this video, but my computer crashed and I hadn't saved the script. So instead, this video will be much shorter. Next up is a font called Alpha Demo. Feel free to screenshot any and all of these. Let me know which one's your favorite in the comments. These next 9 fonts all come from the Babelstone collection. If you haven't heard of Andrew West's excellent work, might we suggest you download at least one of his fonts and see what it can do. Most of his runic fonts will mirror automatically if you set your device for a right-to-left script. They also frequently include a healthy selection of bind runes. However, some of them use a few less common designs for certain runes, which may make them a bit hard to recognize. Beorc Gothic clearly wasn't designed for writing Latin. It's a thicker, curvier font, though I'm not so keen on its rad. Catrinity is a classic of German efficiency designed by Alexander Lang. Its assortment of bind runes is incredible, and it even includes the Deocalian runes as special characters. Code 2000 was probably once a futuristic name. I like its runic cross. What do you think of it? Hlorgi Runes is one of our fonts. We've been told it's ugly, but could your metal band use its bind runes? Junicode is another bare basics font known for its clarity. It contains no bind runes. Kelvinch is one of my favorites. It's a serif font, but you can barely tell they're there. A few of the Corinto fonts purport to support bind runes, though I'm not sure whether they're just borrowing them from other fonts. Noto Sans Runic is of course Google's free runic font. It's because of people who use it saying they can't view bind runes that we've redesigned modern English Futhark to never require them. Meanwhile, that gives those of you who like bind runes liberty to use them freely wherever you please. Night Runes is another one of our designs. You might say it has a prickly appearance, but it does include numerous bind runes. Quivira is a serif font with the same designer as Catrinity. As much as I like it, it contains no bind runes and Alexander has ceased to update it. As the name suggests, Segoe UI Historic was made for historic scripts, so I'd presume it includes the full runic block. This is Shadow Runes again. This is the first font we've released which does not include any bind runes. If you want some added later, let us know. Wistan Runic was the very first font we released. It's thin because it was designed for tracing with a pencil, so you can learn to handwrite runes. Wolthus Runic Calligraphy is currently our most feminine font. It's not every day you see graceful runes, now is it? Do you know any ladies who may like it? At this point, I've a sample character to show you on both a black and a white background. If you want to sponsor this font, please send us an email with how much you'd pay to commission it, and if you're the winning bidder, we'll let you name it. From this point on, we have some glyph templates to show you of fonts currently in the making. This one's called Akkus Runes. Here's half of the whimsical cat runes. Can you guess its inspiration? It's followed by Runicity. This is another serif font. For anyone who may be unaware, there were historical instances of runes being written with serifs, mainly by experimenting monks, but that's a topic for another video. Squint Runes, as the name would suggest, is a smaller font. This is only about half its glyph template. One of the things I love about tier runes is its staves. If you look at Need, for example, you can see a little arrowhead pointing down, but if you look at Your, it's pointing up. That tells you its stroke direction. Finally, we have the old runes. Does this style remind you of any other font? If so, which one? As for that character at the start, displayed in various fonts which are not Unicode compatible, what do you think it was? If you guessed it was a rune, you would be wrong. It is in fact the Latin letter capital A, Unicode code point U+0041. What does this tell you about the importance of Unicode compatibility in our day and age? That's all for today. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe, hype, and click the bell button so you'll be notified when our videos on the latest and hopefully final version of Modern English Footawk are released. Thanks for watching!